For today, we're back on COD Warzone with the RTX 4060, and we'll see if they fix DLSS 3, as well as seeing how the game performs in Season 2. And to start it off, we're playing the game at 1080p at the ultra settings with no DLSS. There we go. Alright, first game on. Let's see how we go. We got the ping. Going to the winery here. Alright, let's go down. See how we go. So far, in the 120s indoors. That's alright, to be honest, not too bad. The game feels pretty okay as well. The aiming isn't, I guess, sluggish. Put the sun up here. And yeah, I showed this in my 3080 video of Season 2 Warzone. But the scoreboard glitch is still here in the game. As you guys can see, the game will stutter and freeze with the scoreboard up. So, it's pretty annoying. I haven't fixed it yet. But other than that, it does run fine at native 1080p. Oop, hold on. Oh, I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Yep, I'm out of here. Oh, I cracked him, dude. I couldn't. Now, in Season 1, I tried DLSS 3 with this card, with frame gen, and the input delay was awful. Even though I had like 170 FPS, I believe, or above, the game was still very sluggish. Like, trash input lag. It was unusable pretty much. So I do want to see if that's been fixed as well. But I got a feeling that it's going to be unchanged. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I guess we'll see in a bit. But already at 1080p, to be honest, the game is playable. Again, 120 FPS indoors and around 80 to 70 outside. That's not as good, obviously, but it's still playable. Got this guy. Oh, I'm dead here now. How did I die? From behind? And to be honest, with DLSS in this game, it doesn't look fantastic. It looks pretty blurry, especially at 1080p. I think 4K is the only resolution that it actually looks good in. But the others, there's definitely a downgrade in terms of sharpness and overall graphics. I'm out of here, dude. Leave me alone, please. Thank you. And this lobby is pretty sweaty. It's my first game on, but hey, they're going crazy. So yeah, overall, on average, we're getting like 90 FPS up to 100. Again, indoors up to 120. And in those heavier scenes, it goes down into the 80s. So yeah, let's pause it here, guys. Enable DLSS without frame gen. And go from there. But first, I'm going to go into action and hopefully die. Or get a kill. Here we go. Oh, I'm dead here, dude. Okay. What bad timing. Let's pause it here, guys. Go into quality, DLSS, and use the quality preset. And I'm going to increase the sharpening by a little bit. Let's go. Alright, with DLSS now, yeah, the same issue is still here. If I'm on the move, the image is very blurry. But if I sit still, it does become clear again. So as you guys can see, all the buildings are very blurry. Doesn't look great. But if I land and I stand still, yeah, you can see it's much better. It's definitely far more obvious in the distance. As you guys can see, this building right there, it's very clear. I move and the blur kicks in. It's not good, man. But FPS wise, we are sitting in the 120s and the 130s. And we are outdoors as well, so going inside, we should see an FPS bump. Probably like 140, I would guess. Yeah, the 140s pretty much. Yeah, almost the 150s here as well. So yeah, for me personally, I would skip using DLSS in this game. But it can be usable, I guess, if you're fine with the blurriness. But that's really up to you. For me, again, I'd rather get 120 FPS or below and have a crisper image versus having a blurry image, but sitting at 120 to 150. Let's go to the loadout drop if I can get there on time. It's in a pretty bad spot. And there's a guy up there. But if I can sneak past, hopefully. Here we go. There we go. We got the... Okay, lastly, let's enable frame gen. And see how we go. The aiming so far feels okay in the sky. But I want to land and actually see how it is with the gun out. Here we go. Let's go over here. Yeah. It's definitely still there. It's not as bad as before, I feel like, but it's not as smooth as before, even though the FPS is higher. And the image quality overall is about the same, which is impressive. But yeah, the input lag is pretty bad. And FPS-wise, we are sitting in the 160s on average, and the 150s. So yeah, it's really up to you. I would personally skip using this because the whole point of DLSS is to get extra frames, which lowers your input delay. But with frame gen, it's making it worse. So there's really not much point. It's there for you to flex your FPS pretty much. So yeah, I would skip that. I guess at best, I would use DLSS 2.0 without frame gen. But again, that's really up to you. You go with what you like. Now for me personally, I would actually go with a lower preset, like a mix of low and medium, and not use DLSS. And FPS wise, it should be pretty similar to what we have with DLSS 2.0, which I'll show you in a second. Now for the optimal settings, I'm going for a mix of low and medium, and here we go with that. Okay, second game on. Now again, at the optimal settings. No DLSS. Alright, let's go. So far guys, we're sitting in the 140s and the 150s. That's quite nice. We had what? Ooh, you're down. So I believe beforehand we had the 120s and the 150s with DLSS. And now with this setting, we are sitting in the 150s and the 160s. I guess the 140s as well at times. With no DLSS, it's all native. Game looks sharper. Much nicer, of course. And yeah, that's why I would choose to go with this preset instead of using DLSS. They're up here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, I knew it. I'm gone, bud. Please. Help me, Purple. Turn around. Oh my god, he's down. There's two of them, man. I got outnumbered. He's on the roof. But I just realized that my GPU is sitting at 90% usage. So it's being held back by the CPU most likely, which is pretty crazy. We are playing at a lower preset, but still, the CPU is pretty overkill for a mid-range card. But in Warzone, apparently not. What's this guy doing? And back with DLSS, we're now sitting in the 150s and the 160s, but our GPU usage is still sitting at 90%. It could be a bug, but at the same time, it does go above 90% at times, so I'm not sure. I cracked this guy as well, man. Come on. And lastly, with frame gen active, our GPU is now fully maxed out. I guess almost. And FPS wise, we're sitting in the 170s and the 180s. So yeah, definitely much better. But again, the input lag is definitely still there. So try it out, see if you like it. I personally don't. But if you do, then keep it on. If not, then disable it all and play native with a mix of low and medium settings. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you next time for the next video. See you guys there.